John Davis, absolutely one of the best.
John Davis, True Crime.
John Davis, True Crime.
John Davis doing what true crimers do.
John Davis, True Crime.
John Davis.
John Davis, True Crime.
Mr. John Davis. John Davis, True Crime.
John Davis, True Crime.
This guy, John Davis.
John Davis, True Crime.
John Davis, True Crime. Maybe that's where I've heard that name before.
John Davis, True Crime.
John Davis, and it's good to see you, John. How are you?
John Davis, True Crime.
John Davis, True.
Hey, John Davis.
John Davis.
John Davis, True Crime.
John Davis, True Crime kicks butt.
Tune in and watch John Davis, True Crime. You will love it. It's one of the best channels on YouTube. Tune in. It's John Davis, True Crime.
Damn rough morning. Forgot to add myself to the stage. I was sitting here talking. I was like, what's going on? This is my first time. First day. How you guys doing? How? John, good to meet you. New here. Never done it before. Mic working? Mic check. I ask because for some reason my daughter likes to play on set, and yeah, I don't know. Doesn't look like the funnest place for me. I mean, I could see hanging out here and talking smack on TikTok possibly. I don't know. Camera seems to be all right though. We're good. I seen Josh was in the house. He dropped by. I'm sure he's bolted already. I have this me and Josh, I've emailed him. I don't know. Try to get him to come up, talk to us, tell us what he thought about stuff. Fly in studio. Happy June 21st, 2024, Friday. Thank God. It's been a long week, ain't it? Josh from the lab. Yes, Kelly O. You just missed him. He's like, man, I do that too. I like roll into somebody's shit just to be like, yeah, man, I was there watching you. You didn't see me in chat. 10 seconds later, you have no idea what happened. I think everybody does it, you know. Did y'all see the new interview with Triple T, Seths, and the reporter the other night? Was it last night? Banfield, is that what it's called? Did y'all see that? I'm not cracking on none of this interview or none of this, but it to me at this point seems so odd that Tony's even present for this stuff. I thought a spokesperson's job was to talk because the family didn't want to, right? They don't want to talk about it. I'm going to speak for them. They're not big on cameras. Right? Ain't that what the spokesperson? Because I see him called a spokesperson and a PR guy. So to me, what's he necessary for? Yeah, I am the one that sent Seth the link to be here. Why is he there? Seth was quite upset. I will say that. I just, the whole time I'm watching this stuff, I just don't understand why Tony's there. Done nothing but drop the ball from day one. Now Seth's on Banfield. Is that what it's called? God, that's what I want to say. Is that right? But I tell you, it seems like the coverage is fairly still good to me. If you look around, who's still managing to get on some of these channels, right? Do y'all know the show I'm talking about? He was on. I forgot. I know that's the name of it. Don't mess this up. We'll look. Oh, hey, Josh, there you are. What's going on, buddy? What up, John? Josh, you coming up to bullshit? Coming up to talk, Josh? Shit. Give you 5. Okay, there's the link is in chat. It's for Josh. Josh and Josh only this morning. I've been trying to contact him by email. So Josh said, screw it, he ain't gonna return my email. He's gonna surprise us Friday morning. Thank God, Josh, because I didn't have much. I get mad when I watch some stuff and I'm thinking, just why? And then I stay pissed off about it and I don't want to watch nothing else. So it keeps me out of the loop. Y'all ever do that? You watch something and you're just like, I can't. I'm done. That's it. I'm out. Give me 5. All right. I'll give you 5. What did I have? Let me see what I was. I had a couple things. Yeah, one thing I was going to show is how some people's popularity is looking lately. Oh, I seen this though. Seen this. Here we go. This is fresh off of Ziggy. Since there seems to be growing interest in my ring, here's some pics for those concerned if it's real. Somebody apparently saying Ziggy's rock ain't real. It's gorgeous. Charles and Culver moissanite ring, and I will forever cherish it. Thanks for the concern, but it's truly the meaning behind the ring that matters, not the cost or authenticity. Blessed, grateful, 100. Boom. Bam. I tell you what, man, if the two of them's happy, who am I? Right? And that seems like somebody that's happy. I ain't gonna hate on them. God, that thing is awful square. That shit looks dangerous. Look how tight them corners are. That thing looks like it'd cut you. What y'all think? Let them have their happiness. Ain't that what y'all saying? What I say. I think it's some weird shit, but how it came to be, let's just say. But hey, can't. I don't know. We need to be happy for people, less negativity, way too much of that in this world. There you go. And that's what I'm trying. That's what I'm doing, man. I ain't dogging on it. I am not, in no way. I was really kind. What she, if you paid attention to what she said, it was kind of nice. Where she says, "I I will forever cherish it. Thanks for the turn. But it's truly the meaning behind the ring that matters, not the cost or authenticity. It's beautiful. Right? People have become too brand name-ish. I thought it was nice what she said. I'm a supporter of love. I hope it turns out for them. See, I do too. I'm glad we're going to have Josh come up. I want to ask him about something. Also, see where he stands on some issues. I'll ask him about Triple T first. I tell you, people, when Suzette was on the other day and we were talking about Dawn or her trip to Summersday and all that, Suzette said she didn't see no flowers nowhere down at the swimming hole. Talked about it. That got some blowback. People actually sent pictures of the swimming hole with flowers. I'm like, okay, well, I think it was an honest mistake. I don't believe it was something we should get too upset about. You know, I know I seen a lot of pictures. I didn't see no flowers, but people got really upset by that and sent in pictures and everything. It's kind of wild, you know, how upset some people got. Let's see what is this? I don't even know what this is. Why even try? They run off good people. They're very ungrateful for people's time and money. Can y'all guess who that was said about? Why even try? They run off good people. They are very ungrateful for people's time and money. Like now, why Ashley didn't ask Seth why he sent cease and desist letters to a free PI and the person who managed to get 22 billboards for his son. Why telling one not to search for his son? Get it together, Ashley. Yeah, Ashley was the name of the person doing the interview. This is the comments from that interview. What some of the people thought about it. I didn't really dive deep into what the interview was about. She wasn't asking nothing. It was like, you know, nothing indicative of anything he would do. And I don't think that kind of show would be asking him about, you know, stuff. I don't know if I managed to get the comment or not, but somebody asked, why didn't she ask Triple T about the thing that happened on TikTok? And I hope y'all know what I'm talking about. A lot of people brought that up in the comments. People in the comments get vicious on some stuff, you know what? Some of these are genius. Here it is. Tony Pete on TikTok Live. Why didn't you ask him about that? Show his private on live for a missing child. I don't think that show that was on though is something that's gonna bring something like that. Teeny tiny TikTok Tony. See, I've been calling him Triple T. That'd make him Quadruple T. T to the fourth power. That's how Banfield rolls, unfortunately. Yeah. I didn't feel like it was going to be super hard hitting questions. But it happened. See, I haven't actually, to be honest, all I've seen is a picture. I haven't seen this live, that whatever this was that happened. And I really have no desire to be honest. I just seen a snapshot. Nobody explained why I was seeing what I was seeing. Does anybody know the exact truth to that story? Like, have you seen the video and you understand it? Of what he actually did on the TikTok live? See, because I've been told, like, on the TikTok lives, that those are deleted after they're over. Or some shit like that. Oh, Kelly, oh, new member. Welcome to the members club. Right? I don't. Caleb's parents have cut ties with Tony. See, I seen that too. And I'm here. Okay. Let me slap you on the link there. Buddy. What do we know? Pow. Backstage already. Hey, run your own damn live, Josh. Don't come in here acting like you own it, pal.
I gotta help you. You need a program director or something.
I feel like I've got the Biden this morning. You ever catch that?
Yeah, I definitely. Weed gummies do that to you too.
Oh, do they?
Yeah, they'll turn you into. They'll give you a JB kind of feel.
JB.
Yeah.
I didn't. Yeah.
You do the Roomba. You're just like aimlessly wandering.
The Roomba. That's hilarious.
What is this that I see on the screen? Tony peed on TikTok live. Oh my god!
Did that happen?
I don't know. I honestly, I didn't see his wiener, and I didn't see this. But I didn't look.
Did you see the origin of the photo
of his dong?
Yes.
No.
So was that a screenshot from? That was a screenshot from a live, correct?
That's what is claimed, and everybody was talking about how small it was. I've seen enough twigs and berries on YouTube to last me a lifetime, just with Don D-Dub, which is a name that needs to stick.
Yeah, definitely.
I've watched him go to the bathroom and then people pee bombing everybody. But it wouldn't surprise me. I mean, I think everybody was pretty like, they were like, yeah, it definitely is. I didn't have the heart to investigate.
I figured everybody was saying it was him. That was good enough for me.
Yeah.
I didn't purposely look knowing that was what I was going to see. I got hashtagged in it, and it was like, oh, you got to check this out. It's going to be funny. So I kept looking for what am I looking at here, and then by the time I noticed, I was like,
hashtag Tony's dong, hashtag Little Ween.
Yeah, hashtag JDTC. That's how I got it.
Just that's something to wake up to, right? It's like, oh, great. Yeah. What is it with people showing their genitalia on live? People love to porn bomb each other.
Dude, I told you even little old me I've been abused by that.
I've never had it happen.
Never.
Nah, but I don't let anybody on my show.
No, I had it backstage.
I don't even put a link out.
Do I?
I won't even put a link out.
Well, this was back when I used to. Yeah, I typically don't do it, but at 9 a.m, all the perverts are still in bed.
Yeah, they've just gone to bed. Really, they've been up harassing everybody all night.
Yeah, right.
Sleep, but I'm just weary of most people that are willing to just randomly jump on a panel with no real indication that they're there to talk about anything. And other than an invited guest, I really don't like. I've taken phone calls, which is bad enough. Enough. 90% of them are good. Then you get 10% that sometimes it's Don Wells on the other end. Sometimes it's a wrong number. You never know.
Right. I think I would much rather have somebody up on panel than do the phone call. It just seems like the phone call goes so dry. I've tried them. It's very rare I got a really fluent conversation from just the random phone call.
What do you do? Just like call, like constant, or do you just keep taking calls, or is it just the one call?
I've had like 5 in one show. I don't get a lot of calls. Like I've had 200 in chat and can't get nobody to call.
I've had that happen before. Yeah, I've had that happen. I've had 2,000 in chat and nobody called.
It's wild, right?
Yeah, it took a while, and then people. I think it was like once one person does it, and then it goes decent. Like there's no, nobody tried to curse anybody with a I don't know, a voodoo whatever. And they're like, oh yeah, I could go on here. It's not that bad. Or it's funny when people say, oh, I'm so nervous. It's like, geez, I'm the one that's nervous.
Oh, exactly. Yes, because you don't know who you're going to get, man.
No,
got to be on guard.
Yeah, somebody asked one time, they're like, hey, what's that stuff behind you on the wall? And I said, what, the foam? And they're like, yeah. And I said, that's what it is. And I said, any other questions? Like, so did you do that yourself? And I said, yeah, I did. Any other questions? I really like it. This is awesome. This is great. This is what I intended this for. Now go back and, go to sleep with your tidy whities and who knows what else. What was that thing you had? What was it, Ziggy? What did Ziggy put up?
Hey, this is beautiful. Don't you go knocking it. You give it a chance, okay? I'm going to show it to you. This is a thing. This is really touching.
You're a romantic.
You want to see?
I don't care. I don't have a problem with her.
Since there seems to be growing interest in my ring, here's some pics for those concerned if it's real. It's a gorgeous, do you know what that is? Charles and Culver. Do you know that next word? Can you see it?
Mosenet? No, I don't know what that word means.
It's a Charles and Culver Mosenet ring, and I will forever cherish it. Thanks for the concern, but it's truly the meaning. Ah, shit, I got the thing in
the way. You were rolling there for a minute, and then you're like, oh, damn it.
Behind the ring that matters, not the cost or authenticity.
Yeah.
In the high five emoji.
Yeah.
Hashtag blessed, hashtag grateful, 100 ring.
I don't think that's a high five emoji. I think that's a praying emoji.
Have you ever heard that? if you look at it, doesn't it look like it could be a high five?
It could be. It's ambidextrous in nature. Yeah.
I think it's awesome.
But so what are people worried if her ring's real or not? Why would why is that? First of all, let me just say this. Typically, whenever somebody says that it's not the cost or, you know, it absolutely is, right? I mean, that's what most people look at first. But I don't like looking at that. I don't know if that's a real ring or not. It looks real to me. I don't even know why I wouldn't even question it. I would assume that it's a real diamond. Diamonds aren't exactly that rare. It's just they don't like they're just stockpiled places, you know. That's why they cost so much because they don't release very many of them. But diamonds themselves aren't really rare. So I don't know. I can't tell either way. I'm not a jewelry guy, but she is right. Technically, it is the meaning.
Yes.
I guess. I don't know. Fred gave that to her?
I'm assuming that's
that's her husband.
Engagement wedding ring. That looks like it's on her left hand on her ring finger, right?
I mean, I can't tell if that's a left hand or if that's a foot. I mean, it's really close. But it could be, yeah. It looks to be on the ring finger on a hand, from what I can tell.
I'm trying to Google whatever that word was. I bet that means one of the lab grown diamonds. You know they do it in the lab now, right?
No, I don't know that much. I don't know that much about diamonds other than the conflict diamonds from Africa. Like I know about those.
Yeah.
Those are the ones you're supposed to stay away from.
You can make diamonds in a lab now.
Really?
Honestly. Yes.
How?
I have no idea how the process works, but
that's the thing. You can't just come with that. You can't come loosey goosey. You can't say, hey, you can actually grow someone's soul in a lab. Well, how do you do that? I don't know how you do it. It just happens. You got to have, what is there, an oyster or something down in a lab that they do it from?
Here's how I know. Okay. I was shopping for the wife and I seen these big diamond earrings and I was like, God, I'd hate to even guess how much them bitches are. Right. And I asked, and it's like it was, I don't remember, this has been a while back, but it was like 1/10 of what I was expecting. And I was like, what? And they're diamond. And she's like, yes, they're diamond. And I'm like, they're diamond. And she's like, yes, they are lab produced diamonds. They can make them in a lab. And apparently,
if it came from Fred, it could have been from a meth lab.
Oh, that's messed up. You reckon he just sharpened up a rock he found on the floor and glued it to something he got out with a damn gumball machine?
I was going to smoke this meth rock here, but I think I'll put it on a band and give it to my future wife.
I'll tell you what, if you want to talk feeling and meaning for a rock head to give away, what's the value of that? Because to a rock head in a bind, they would pay a lot.
I don't know. Right. Probably one of those like big value box of chips from Costco with the mixed kind, where you have Funyuns and chili cheese Fritos and Cool Ranch Dorito chips. Probably one of those big boxes. The Kirkland brand, probably. That sounds about right? I mean, I'm more of I'm a value shopper when it comes to that kind of stuff, Like I think that first of all, jewelry itself unless it's gold, is just like not even worth buying. I don't think.
Well, see, that's why I do buy it, because I feel like jewelry, at least there's some value in it. You know, gold, there's value. And you know, I don't know. I think gold will always be valuable.
Yeah, it will.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I mean, that's kind of the reason I do give it as a gift, you know?
So like when it's your wife's birthday or anniversary, like you'll hook it up with a diamond or two?
No, I'm not saying that. Like a bracelet, a necklace, earrings,
Cracker Jack box ring. That's what I give. It is about the meaning. Ziggy is 100% right, and I'll take her side on that every day. To me, that's just because I just want to be cheap. I don't like that. That looks too expensive for me.
I see. I don't know. I'm no good with jewelry. To me, it could be worth $5. It could be worth 5,000. I couldn't. Anything fools me. It doesn't take a lot.
That's what I'm saying. So if you get like that, could be a cubic zirconian for all I know.
I think it looks like it's awfully damn square. It looks dangerous. Look how sharp the edges are on that thing.
Yeah. Yeah. It does look. It looks like it could cause some damage in a fist fight for sure.
Oh hell yeah.
Yeah. Because like, have you ever been to like a bar and like two women are getting ready to square up, and when the rings are coming off, like that's when it's serious, because it's like those rings haven't came off in years and they're getting like grease from behind the bar. Like, I'm taking these rings off. And but I actually enjoy the fights more when they leave their rings on. It seems to get the job done faster for whoever lands the best punches.
Yeah, but typically it turns out they take the rings off to pull hair.
Yeah, that's true. I see.
I mean, it eventually somebody's getting a handful of hair and ain't letting go. That's how they all end.
That's true. For some reason, I think it starts off with punches being thrown, and then eventually when somebody starts to lose, that's when the hair pulling would start. But I think that even happens with guys with long hair. If there's hair, it's going to get pulled.
I mean, possibly. I personally,
when they bring somebody down by their dreadlocks or something.
Well, I mean, yeah, it happens. I'd say it's a lot more predominant in women on women crime.
Women on crime.
Hey, let me ask you, man. I haven't heard you say, and I know everybody is going to be interested. What do you think happened to Sebastian? Right now, if you have to have a go-to, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're like, Josh, we're going to take you out back and shoot you. Tell us what you think it was. And if you're right, I'm going to let you go.
If I'm right, they'll let me go?
Yeah. Yeah, clean.
Well, since you put it so eloquently, I suspect that I don't think he walked out that door by himself. And the only person that would be able to be in that house or get into that house would be the person that was with him. And I don't think that it was a household like that. Like you look at it and it's completely the antithesis of like where the Wells live, but I don't think that they lived the dynamic really seemed to be that much different. I think that whoever was in that house with him, and I'm guessing from what I understand that it was just Katie at the time, probably I think something happened between them. I don't know if it was on purpose, it was a fight, but I would think that there was foul play. You know, you don't just go. I always go back to the landfill. You don't just search those things out of an abundance of caution.
Yes.
And I think possibly, and I hope that I'm wrong, because with those landfills, you really get one shot to search them. Once the trash goes back into those cells that are there, I mean, so I hope that when they were searched, it was a thorough search with nothing missed. I was worried about that in the Quentin Simon case. They were out there for so long, and I remember a case years ago. It was a little girl from I think Memphis, and her mother. They had evidence that she put her child in the dumpster, but they could never find her in the landfill. She was still charged and put away, but they were out there 90 something days. So I worry about that. I worry about TBI sucking at their job sometimes.
I do too.
And I'm sure that they have some great agents that work there. I don't know. I don't know how you can have two cases similar just go so cold, so like just instantly. I think that sometimes not enough pressure is put on the parents. I think that everybody is looked at above suspicion. When do I think that the people involved are victims? Yeah, kind of. I don't think that they're victims like the person that's missing at all. It's the missing people that are the victims, and feelings be damned. I get so like, oh, don't you doing this, or their feelings. I'm just not concerned. Like, I've been criticized over and over for the way that I have covered the Summer Wells case, and even a little bit of the Sebastian Rogers case. And every way that I've always tried to come to the conclusion, like, how do I convince myself that these people are above board and have nothing to do with it, or don't know anything? And it's like how scientists they don't try and prove themselves right. They try to prove themselves wrong. And I've done that a million times, and I come back to the same exact spot every time. So finally I was like, you know what? Like, this is how I feel. I'm not the only one that feels this way. It's not out of left field. So I don't think that, I don't know what they did, but God tells you could tell that something is there.
Where I'm with you on what's happened. What turned it for me, and what still turns it for me, is the no shoes. There's no shoes missing. I really feel like that is a lot of what shaped it for me. And when you start taking away the possibility he walked off, right? I'll still never be. I mean, I think it was searched fairly well. I don't think that's the case. I think there would definitely be better video if that was the case.
Right.
I mean, you run out of options. She was the only one in the house. Even she says no sign of forced entry. There's dogs in a cage in the house. Nobody woke up and heard nothing. you know, you run out of options.
Certainly. Oh yeah. I mean, that's the problem. And they'll say, you know, like when the sheriff said, we haven't ruled anybody out, but we don't have any evidence of foul play. I mean, foul play, the kid's gone.
Well, they're not looking for evidence either, are they? Because they're not investigating it as a crime. So,
well, I saw that letterhead that they sent out that was said that it was a criminal investigation. I believe it's a criminal investigation. I know that Summer Wells is a criminal investigation because we just heard the TBI guy say, hey, I'm the criminal division, you know, Joe Schmo, the ass man, rag slapper, whatever. I don't know what the hell that guy was. That thing totally annoyed me as well. But, you know, like, what is it? We have two options. We don't know if she walked away or if she was abducted. God, they really need... They really need better spokesmen and let the detectives work. I think. I don't know. I just don't see they have just locked those cases down. I don't get it. Because they need the help of the public, don't they?
You would think.
You would think. We don't have the answers, but we'll get them. Where are you going to get them from, bud? Where are you going to find those answers? You're going to wait for somebody one day to just miraculously call and confess? Okay, that's possible. Is somebody going to come out of the woodwork that was driving a red whatever at the time? Probably not. So where are you going to find those answers?
It's my resistance to help they show in the Summers case. Specifically, though, that bothers me with law enforcement. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I would think as a professional, I would want these solved. And I think sometimes the ego's got to be getting in the way is all I can figure. You know, because, I mean, it's not advantageous to anyone that the cases don't get solved. I think maybe they're in over their heads and they need to ask for help is the only thing, is what it looks like to me.
Yeah, well, you know, TBI.
Yeah.
TBI they seem to, you know, I've heard people say that this case has been turned over to TBI only. You know, that's not the case from what I understand, and that the FBI has had a hand in it. But when they say things like, we're not sure of an abduction, the card team clearly stated that they found no evidence of an abduction.
Yes.
So are they still questioning the card team? Because the card team is a highly trained, highly sophisticated intelligence gathering agency that does this stuff all the time. And when there's a lead, they get those leads. They don't always get the answers immediately, but they definitely know what they're doing. And so I just, like I said, that press conference to me was, you know, he's like, when I see Summer, I see my daughter. It's like, shut up. Somebody wrote that for you. Probably doesn't even have a daughter.
Have you ever heard of the case of the little boy and the little girl that disappeared? They were staying at their grandparents'. The house burnt down. The grandparents died in the fire. They haven't been seen since. And the TBI says they don't think their disappearance has anything to do with the fire.
No, when was that?
It's in Tennessee. I want to say it's Chloe Leverett and Gage Daniel.
How long ago?
Possibly. It's older. I had a video a while back. I wasn't ready to be questioned. You have to look into it though, Those are the basic facts of it. The little boy and the little girl were staying at their grandparents', right? The house burns down. The grandparents die in the fire. The kids are never seen again. And TBI says they don't think the fire has anything to do with the kids missing.
So did the fire burn up the grandparents?
No, the grandparents were found. Their bodies were found. Yeah.
Yeah, but they were dead.
Yeah, they died in the fire.
What? And the last time that the kids were seen was after the fire.
Yes.
And TBI said that they don't think that the two have anything to do with each other.
Exactly. Those are facts. I'm telling you, you can look into this.
I don't know if I want to.
It's really weird. I see some people about it.
I just pulled it up right here. I'm looking at it, and it says in 2022, mother believes children are still alive 10 years after their disappearance, because I mean they would have found something. They would have found bones. I mean,
dude, I want to say they said they found the pet's bones and everything. I don't even think they're insinuating. I don't think the law enforcement ever insinuates that the children were in the house, like their bodies. I think I'm pretty sure they're listed as missing.
And they don't even know the cause. They didn't even know the cause of the fire.
Right.
Wow.
But they don't think they have anything to do with one another.
Chloe and Gage.
I get it right. Oh man, I'm kidding. That was like a while back.
What the frig is going on there in Tennessee? That was in 2012. I did just hear about the Boswell upgraded charges.
Oh, what?
That was nice. I don't know.
What were they upgraded to?
I don't know. It was like a more serious murder charge. I think they were already charged with murder, but I think they upgraded. Does Tennessee have the death penalty? Sure they do.
Tennessee, do y'all have the death penalty?
Don't you live in Tennessee?
I should know this, I would think. No.
Really?
Really?
I thought you were from Tennessee this whole time.
How?
Is that a bad thing?
Well, I don't know. It looks pretty bad anymore.
Only if you work for the sheriff's department or work for TBI. I mean, living there is fine. I think.
I wouldn't. No, I actually like Tennessee a lot, to be honest. I'm from West Virginia. I'm about 3 hours from where Summer lives.
So you're basically from Tennessee.
But I tell you, I love Tennessee, even compared to here. Like a lot of people from here go to Smoky Mountains. There's cabins. It's really nice there. Really nice.
I've been to Nashville before.
Yeah, I'm all about Tennessee. I don't want to act like
I avoid Memphis like the plague. That place scares me.
Yeah, I hear it's pretty rough.
Did you ever see the video of when JLR went out to the crane where Chris Proudfoot was working, and he was walking home in the ghetto, like in the middle of the night, like recording. There was like cats and stuff, and there were like gangbangers on the corner. That's like
shit.
That was the best. Last night, like I got a notification about, because he's down at the border. I don't know, filming people crossing illegally, and he goes, they caught a bunch of people up here.
I've seen it. They had them lined up on the fence, and the headlights were on them and shit, and there's JLR.
The border agents are right there, and he's like got his like gimbal. And he's like, look, there's people in the bus. He puts the camera right up to the bus. Like, what the I can't believe that they just let you do that.
JLR is a man on the streets, boy.
Yeah.
He gets around.
he just walked right up. They got their shit's all spread, like against the bus.
Yes. When I seen that, I was cracking up. I was like, I cannot believe that he is this close to this. He was closer than the agents were to the immigrants.
Bus almost. I was waiting for him to get up and just walk down the aisle with his little gimbal. Like, you're an illegal. The funny thing too, like when you watch the chat, people are like, I'm getting so sick of this. And they're talking about like illegals crossing, like, calm down. It's the same thing that's been going on for years. I'm really sick of this. Like, okay, well, throw a fit about it. But JLR was just, he's like going up the hill. There's like these, it looked like a scene from Men in Black, when, when they're like, show up and the guy's like smuggling the aliens, but they were real aliens, not illegal aliens,
right? And
it looked like a scene like that. He's just like, oh, they're still up there. I couldn't believe it. I was like, wow.
I was just impressed how he was closer than the agents were. I was like, this dude really commits when he makes his videos. He's like, F it, I ain't scared of no illegal aliens. I'm all over it. Or immigrants.
Yeah. Well, in the past, he's done some like really, really, really
sketchy,
really questionable things. And I'm not talking about the stuff he went to prison for or anything. I'm talking about, it was like some Sandy Hook bullshit that he did.
People don't know that.
Pretended to be Adam Lanza's, which was the Sandy Hook uncle, to a bunch of reporters one time.
No.
But that was obviously years ago. He doesn't, from what I understand, he doesn't do things like that anymore. But I remember hearing about that and I was like, oh my God. So is he fearless? He absolutely is. Is it healthy? I don't know.
No. I really don't feel like he could handle himself super great. I don't see him as like UFC status. He puts himself into some dumb situations.
Sometimes, yeah. And then sometimes sometimes he does fantastic coverage. Fantastic.
He does a good job. I'm not knocking him. I've told everybody, I was like, does he have a horrible past? Yeah, it's pretty bad and it's pretty ridiculous. But can he have a character arc and it change? Yeah, it can, and you got to give him, if nothing else, the man has the best work ethic on YouTube. I've seen him in 4 different locations in like a day, 6 states apart. You know?
He gets around.
You got to respect the grind.
He is committed to whatever he's doing. And I remember when he showed up at the construction site where Proudfoot worked, I was just like, how the hell did he get there in like 2 hours? I thought he was in Florida or something. I mean, he just like hops jets all the time. But yeah, he's relentless. And that's kind of what Gonzo reporters do. Like he's a typical Gonzo reporter. They're very in the field. There are reporters that are a lot like him. Not that get around as much as he does. For some reason, he seems to be able to streamline getting places. Like he's like I said, he's at the border, and then he'll be back in Tennessee in like 2 days. Then he'll be in Florida in his house, and you're just like, where the hell is he at? It's kind of like Carmen Sandiego, but he does have it seems like when he focuses on what he wants to do, he gets a lot done, which I think is, yeah, he's kind of like Geraldo, I mean, I think.
What do you think about him what do you think about him and Seth's beef?
Are they still beefing?
I assumed. Did it end with the cease and desist?
No, I don't think anybody stopped talking about. I don't think anybody stopped talking about. I think that JLR did a good job of getting the story out. I think I don't know. I don't know. I don't really. What's that?
I think JLR, I mean, the size of his audience and stuff, talking about Sebastian helps Sebastian's story stay out there.
I do too. And I think that any, like the fighting with Seth or with Katie and Chris is more, I think more, and I'm not saying this about him, I'm saying it just about anybody else, is more about content and the narratives of wanting to engage with them, because I mean I had spoken with Seth on Smiley's once, just for a very brief second, because I was asking him about, I think I was asking him about the CPS cases, and he kind of minced words when him and I had a discussion. And then after that, because I said, any active cases or is anything like that, but I meant, were there any cases? And he just kind of went about it. He's like, no, you didn't ask about any cases. You asked about active, and I told you the only active one was when he went missing. And he goes, that's what you asked. And I was like, all right, dude, whatever.
Oh, did he get snotty with you too?
Of course he did.
Well, I mean, I just knew about the Trev blow up. I seen that and I was mad as shit. I was like, dude, he acts like a bully. That is bully behavior. How this dude is speaking. It's ridiculous.
When Seth?
When he went off on about Trev.
Okay, yeah, I remember. Yeah, it was shocking.
He even he didn't know he was live and started raising hell, and Smiley was like, "Well, you're live. Oh, okay, well." It's wild.
That sucked. It was terrible. I think a lot of that obviously had to do with the new regime coming in and pushing the old one out. And the problem is, like, Trevor was the first one to even, give a shit about the case.
Yes.
And I thought that I didn't like that he was treated that way, but I respected, because I actually do think that Seth is active. I haven't talked to him or anything in a long time, looking.
Right.
But I feel that Trevor gets a lot of disrespect because of his age, and I don't think that's right either. But I think he's a great dude. I really do.
I do too.
He was on JLR the other day.
Oh, was he?
Yeah. I think he got a cease and desist too. I didn't get one. Did you?
No. And there wasn't but like 6 or 7, right? And I think JLR got 2 of them, from what I understood.
Oh, really?
That's what the way I understood it was. JLR got one from his mom too.
Oh, well, that doesn't surprise me. I mean, if you're gonna fire off a couple cease and desist, you're gonna JLR is the guy that you're gonna want to stop from talking, because he's got a big audience and he gets around. That's right. Those are the guys that you want to send it to, not me. Although I've been threatened with them, but never from Seth or Chris. And I think that Don and Candace hinted one time about giving me one, but
hinted.
They said something about it, yeah. But I said, okay, well, that's fine. If you're gonna sue me because the problem is, if you're gonna sue somebody, then you have to prove that they're lying. Like, I wasn't lying. My opinion's not a lie. It's just an opinion. I can have an opinion. And when you sue somebody, then you end up going to what they call discovery. You have depositions before a trial.
Right.
And I actually did consult with a lawyer, a litigation lawyer, who said, yeah, and I kind of told him the whole situation. I said, look, if this ever goes down, he's like, let him sue you. And he goes, they would end up in jail because of we would be there because they would be suing me for my coverage of their daughter. So we would be talking about the case, and I would be under oath. They would be under oath. They'd have to answer questions. And in depositions, what you want to do is you want to get people to lie, because when you take it to the trial, what you do is, you said, what time did you get home from work, Dawn?
Right.
And he'd say what time did the police show up? 5:30. And then at trial, you go, well, it says 6:40 here. Why did you say you there at, where's the out, all this stuff. And they just wouldn't, it's just not something that anybody in Dawn and Candace's position would be willing to actually do. And I know that I hear people say it all the time. They go, they should sue. People say sue this, sue that. It's not that easy.
Well, see, the thing too is, though, with with Dawn and Candace, they open themselves up to where they're on the record. All the shit they're saying out on YouTube and all that can't really be used against them. When they go on the record at a deposition like you was talking about, then that's on the record. If they anytime
you can
go against what they state there, that's a crime.
Yeah. Well, and it's funny because the lawyer that I've actually had him on my show. His name's Tom Mortati. He's one of the top litigating lawyers out of New York. And I've done shows with him, and he litigated this. He actually got a guy indicted for murder through a deposition, and because the guy sued the town of Potsdam, New York, for wrongful arrest. And he thought that they were going to just settle with him. Well, they hired a law firm, and they went to depositions, and the guy admitted to being where he wasn't, where he had lied about being. And the district attorney indicted him. Ultimately, he was acquitted. He took it was called what is it when you don't have a jury? It's just the judge. Bench trial. That's what it's called. So it was ultimately acquitted because the judge said that they threw a bunch of DNA evidence out, which is like some OJ shit, was wild to me. But they said that the Star Mix DNA system wasn't as credible as people thought, but it had been used in many other cases in New York. The judge kind of, eased up because it was a black guy in a predominantly white town. Right. And there was some racial tension going on there, blah, blah, blah. But he got indicted because of a deposition. Right. So he had to go to trial and all that stuff. I feel that that's what would happen with a lot of these people. That's why none of them sue.
Yeah. Yeah. Out of it's their best self-interest not to avoid that deposition.
Yeah. I mean, you would think that if you have nothing to hide, like if I'm Katie and Chris, right, and I hear some of the shit that people are saying about me, and I didn't have anything to do with my son going missing, I would sue the living shit out of everybody that disparaged my name. knowing that I didn't do anything. But if I did, it would not behoove me to sue somebody because, well, you don't really want to talk about it under oath. So that tells me a lot too.
Do you think the 3-hour phone call is important as to what happened to Sebastian?
Well, you're married. Do you talk on the phone to your wife for 3 hours? Do you talk to your wife for 3 hours?
Hell no.
Straight?
No.
Yeah.
Not maybe the first time we met, like the next day, an hour possibly. But he says that's not uncommon, that those 3-hour conversations are fairly common.
Yeah, fairly common when something goes wrong.
Wasn't the first one. Oh, you think it was the cover up over the phone planning or what?
I mean, the kid goes missing in the exact time that they're on the phone for 3 hours.
I think he was like, I'm not coming home. She begged him for 3 hours to come home, right? Please come home, come home. That's when she snapped.
Have I been to bed? Merge wants to know if I've been to bed yet. I don't think so. I mean, I fell asleep for a little while.
Are you a vampire?
No.
Do you usually stay up all night?
No. I wasn't up all night. I slept for a few hours, but it's like 7 a.m. here.
I hate that, man.
People get up at 6 and 7, don't they?
Yeah.
Sometimes I do go to bed particularly late, but like since we started this new podcast, I stay up cutting audio for friggin' hours sometimes, you know. And so sometimes I'll be up pretty late doing that. I'll fall asleep for a couple hours. I'll get up, I'll do some more. And yeah, it just so happens that I was up late editing, but I did fall asleep for a little bit, and then I woke up because my dogs are idiots, and one of them pulled the trash off, like the little waste basket. He stood up on the chair. He's little, like he's small, but he's very acrobatic and he's like very smart. And he pulled the waste paper basket on the floor and then shredded a bunch of the paper while I was asleep. So then, like, when I woke up, he woke me up and he's sitting there and he's just like tearing it apart. Just like, oh God, I better get up and deal with this. As soon as I do, he runs out the back door.
Did you get a new dog?
Well, yes, but this is my puppy that I've had for 2 years now. But we got a German Shepherd just recently too.
Yeah.
Because when my car got stolen out of my driveway, because I left the key in it, I ran out the door because there was somebody in driving away with my car. So I was like trying to get to and I fell, right? And I just tripped. I'm top heavy. I'm like a a weeble wobble, and I just went down like a sack of crap. And then as I'm laying there in half on the grass, half on the sidewalk, and I'm looking up at the sky, it's like 2 or 3 a.m, and I'm getting ready to pull my cell phone out to call 911. I can hear the door's wide open, and I can hear my 2 dogs snoring inside. And I said, I gotta get a real dog, like one that reacts to stuff.
Where do you live?
California, Northern California. What'd you say that? What'd you say like that for? You heard California.
Yes. I heard California. You got a bad reputation over here. I'm just being honest.
Do you think West Virginia has a great reputation over here?
Well, no, I bet it's totally different circumstances on why ours is bad and why yours is bad.
Why is yours bad?
Because we're of the Targaryen dynasty and we believe in keeping it in the family.
I was more talking about the poverty rate.
Oh, that, yeah, because
I wasn't talking about
you people out in California protesting fossil fuels have taken away all our jobs.
Yeah, that stuff happens like in LA. I don't live in LA.
Right.
And I don't like LA.
Right.
And then a lot of that, then, you know, I go to San Francisco, but I'm just above San Francisco.
Oh God, it's now. So I've heard.
If I was gay, I would love it there.
So there's not feces on every 5 feet of the street, and a company that the city pays to clean it up.
No. I mean, they're just like everywhere. Here's the problem with places like San Francisco and Los Angeles, and even where I'm at. The problem is you can live outside year round there. So homeless people do enjoy that. So the climate is indicative of homelessness. It's not that big. Like you guys have harsh summers and harsh winters, I'm guessing. Does it snow where you are?
Well, I mean, yeah, we have seasons.
Yeah, we don't have those.
Yeah, I was in California for extended stay. I get the attraction of the weather and all that. I just hear bad things about San Francisco, like everything's shutting down, and like I hear Oakland is like a third world country.
I mean, it's been that way for a long time. That's nothing new. See where I live up in a county. It's called Humboldt County. It's actually known for its like marijuana growing.
I've heard of Humboldt County for some reason. It sounds familiar.
Right, pot. But since pot's legal now, like that's not really a thing, you know. There's dispensaries everywhere, and so
it's not legal everywhere.
What's that?
It's not legal everywhere. In California, you're talking about?
It's legal all over, yeah. California.
Yeah.
Oregon, Washington.
Everything's legal in Oregon in some parts of it, right?
Yeah,
don't they have a city that you can have any drug you want?
I think I've heard something like that, and I think that mushrooms were legalized as well. So you can do shrooms and pot, but like it's the same thing as like alcohol, though. You know, you can't just have it out in the open, and not that people drink out in the open all the time too. You're from West Virginia, you know that, but like you're not supposed to. You can't smoke and drive. You can't do stuff like that.
Right.
But yeah, ever since that happened, we're less known for that. But like where I live in the biggest coastal city between San Francisco and Seattle. Okay. But the town that I live in it's like 40 to 50,000. The county is probably a couple 100,000. It's not crazy big by any means, but it's not small. And so it does have like kind of a smaller town feel to it, but still big enough to where you don't run into people constantly, that you know, which is beautiful because I hide from people that I know because I just don't want to talk. Like if you go to the grocery store and you see like a friend from high school that you had PE with, that, you know, you're just like, hey, how are you? Like, good. How are you? What have you been up to? Nothing. What have you been up to? Nothing. Good to see you. Like, avoid those conversations at all costs.
Yeah, I don't engage with pretty much anyone outside of the circle of trust. And
how many you got in that circle?
Oh, it's small, getting smaller.
Yeah, by the day. Getting smaller
Yeah.
by the day. It's my rabbi, my cousin Vinny, and sometimes my wife. Where is your wife, by the way? Isn't she usually here?
People keep asking that.
Yeah.
Well,
of course, she's the star of the show.
She is. She had to go see family.
Gotcha.
Over in Russia. Randy's originally from Russia.
She went to the USSR.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. For a few
in
months.
Russia. War-torn Russia.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Russia. USSR.
Well, I don't think that's the place anymore.
Well, she's in Mother Russia is what she calls it. Vladkrosky Providence.
So, Josh, how's the weather out in California? It is 65 to 70 degrees every day.
And see, that would be pretty hot here, but that's just right out there.
Yeah, it's
you don't have humidity. We have humidity here that kills.
The best thing, the town that I live in has never exceeded 90 degrees. It's the only city in the United States that has never broken 90 degrees. The towns over have, the towns next to us, but I'm in between the ocean and the bay, like right in between both of them. So it's always nice.
Is it breezy?
Sometimes, not incredibly. No,
seems like that'd be a breezy spot, the ocean and the bay.
Nah, I mean it's not like it's not that windy or
anything.
You
want a peninsula?
No, I'm just I live on the coast, right on the coast. I'm at sea level. Maybe I don't know, 60 feet up at the most.
How's your podcast going? Good.
It's going good. Yeah, it is good. It's actually going really well. It's a lot of work, but it's fruitful. It's been fruitful. And I think people, for the most part, the people that are listening to it, constantly are enjoying it. We've gotten a lot of positive feedback on it. And it's really cool to be able to, it's cool to work with like super professional people when you're not super professional.
Right. It's you, who, and who?
McDonough and Dr. Bicotto.
Dr. Bicotto, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And they're just really sharp in their fields. They've been around a really long time. And the only thing that I do decent is host the show and edit the show.
Right.
That's
you got the professionals.
That's my contribution. I'm like, hey, I can produce this show for you guys. So
you talking stuff though, dude. I think it's a good mix. It'd be too dry if it was just them two. Yeah.
Well, we do have we definitely do have a good mix. And like, I remember one show where Chris was talking about remembering something from the past, a song. And he's like, it just like invoked this feeling, of this nostalgia. And I remember I had my head down like this, just listening to the conversation. I was watching the sliders, to make sure everybody's sound was fine. I was sitting there and I go, is it Christina Aguilera's Genie in a Bottle? Because that gets me going. And then in the middle of his sentence, Chris like stops and he starts like laughing and he goes, what was I saying? He's like, he goes, this is what he says. He goes, you chicken beak. I was like, oh, sorry. And like every now and then, like stuff like that happens. And it's kind of a good break, but I can't help it. I mean, that's just kind of how I am,
Yeah.
Chicken beak. Yeah. I think in cop terms, that means mother effer, but I don't know.
Really?
He's not a big cusser.
That's what it means, man. I feel like I can get that by on a lot of people, and they're not going to be super offended, and I'm going to get out of that. Chicken beat.
Yeah. If you just call something, yeah, hey, chicken beak, knock it off. Instead of saying, hey, mother effer, there's a different connotation. There's a different tone.
Does he call jeans britches?
I don't know if we've ever talked about jeans, but I'm sure that he does.
Yes.
But I'll have to slide that into the next conversation. I'm sure that britches is probably in his vocabulary. Pretty much anybody over 60 is probably a britches type of person.
Just set him up with like, hey, Chris, we're going to play the first thing that comes to mind. And I'm going to say a word, you say a word. Just be like shirt, bottoms. And I guarantee you eventually he's going to be like, britches.
Well, I think eventually he would say, hey, Josh, what the hell are you doing here? Can we move on?
Damn, dude, that is on point. Your McDonough is excellent. I've been working on one of somebody, but it's not ready yet. But I would,
do I know them?
Yes, it is. It's not ready, but you're going to love it.
Well, who is it?
I can't see.
Could put it in the private chat.
Okay. It's, and I'm telling you, I'd almost do it, but if you don't get it, then I know it's not ready yet.
It's something you got to work on, It's not a big deal.
I don't want to work on it live though, because it's like
I do my Trump live all the time, and it's not good.
Do I?
I work on my Trump impression, but it's not good. I do it all the time.
Let's hear it.
Okay, hold on. Let me coffee first. Hold on. Let me see here. I don't know if I like I got a smile on my face, so I can't let me try. Hold on here. Wow. Hold on. Wow, thanks for the invite, John Davis, True Crime. I was so excited when he asked me to come on. I said, oh, it's a great show. It's not as good as my show, but it's a great show. But wow, what a show you do. Yeah, it's not that great.
It needs work.
Thank you. Now, what's yours? It needs work. That's pretty good. I mean, that wasn't bad.
I gotta say, I've seen better.
Oh, okay. So we're working on similar stuff here. Okay, well then we're gonna have somebody liked it. They like it. They thought it was all right.
Yeah, but mine still needs a lot of work. I don't know. It's like, does yours sometimes come and go? Do you feel like sometimes you've got it and then you'll do it again and be like, damn, what happened? It sounds nothing like it. Some days I am on, it's ready.
Right.
Well,
yeah, no, I absolutely, but here's the thing. You conversational Trump and just like speech Trump are completely different. So like observational, like when he talks about, like he walks into a room and he goes, wow, this is a big room. I walked in, I said, wow, this is a big room. I said, wow, what a big room. It's a great room. You just like, just kind of, you get repetitive with it.
Yeah.
So, but that's one that I work on. And then I do Biden sometimes too. And Corn Pop was a bad dude and he had some bad boys. He just, the Biden and the Trump, they couldn't be more, they couldn't be further.
Dana Carvey's Biden.
Now that guy, those guys are just top with their
next level.
Like I used to work on a Jesse Ventura one, but I can't do it very good. But
yeah.
well, no, that's Macho Man Randy Savage.
I got him backwards.
Yeah, it's like it'll be like, I was in the Gulf of Tonkin, and like that's Jesse. He's like, I was a Navy SEAL, and I was in Bud's class 35, and the World Trade Center was an inside job. Like,
I like Jesse.
Yeah, I do too. But you
The
did
character.
Oh yeah, snap into a Slim Jim.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's the one.
He's no longer with us. Do you know that? He passed.
Oh no, I didn't hear that actually.
Man, wrestlers don't live long. It's like Ric Flair's amazing. I think he's still with us.
But I mean, he looks like the Crypt Keeper.
Yeah.
He's horrendously ugly. And then I don't know, Hulk Hogan's like 100 and he's still with us.
That's amazing too. And if there was anybody ever on steroids at one time, it was him, man. I know he was.
Yeah. He was
talking about taking his vitamins, and what he was really talking about was his steroids.
Are you telling me that he wasn't talking about taking the Fred Flintstone gummy vitamins?
Absolutely not.
Right. I would think so too. I think that wrestlers are pretty hard on their bodies, but not just that. They also at one point back in the day would take an insane amount of steroids, and that's just not good for your heart, I guess. That's what I've heard.
Yeah.
But I
don't for other things either.
Well, yeah, like TikTok Tony, make your wiener small.
Maybe Tony used to be a wrestler. That's what happened.
That would explain a lot, I guess. But like I said, I haven't seen this alleged dong.
Yes.
But I think that any chance anybody, unless it's like a freakishly big, like, member, you're gonna get made fun of.
Dude, it's like the beans are bigger than the damn Frank in the photo.
Oh, you saw the photo?
I've seen a photo. I'm assuming it's the photo. Yes.
What made you go out and why'd you search that one out?
I didn't. I got it sent to me. Remember I told you about it earlier? I got hashtagged in something, and that's what it was.
Well, hashtag. But so it was emailed to you?
I think it was on Facebook.
Oh God. Well, that's where you messed up. That you don't open attachments on Facebook, do you?
No, I got it like a notification. It was from Crime Lines and Lies. They thought it was something I really needed to see. And
thank you.
Yeah, and that's what it was.
It was something that I really needed.
What you tried to get at, I'm Googling Tony Mathis penis picture and looking. No, this was on complete accident.
You're hitting the hashtags hard. Where is that son of a bitch? I heard there's a dong photo around here somewhere.
I must see it.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I don't know if it got sent. Like I'm so backed up on email because I have, for some reason, my car warranty keeps going out, so I keep getting emails about that. Like my extended car warranty. So I've been wanting to look into those. So it may be buried under a sea of those, and I'm fine with that. I just, it's not, it's not a homophobic thing. It's not a I'm so manly thing. I could care less about Tony's dong. It's like I don't want. I think it's funny if it really happened, but I think he claimed that he was set up. But I don't. How do you get set up like that,
dude? Do you want to see the picture? Let me find it.
Yeah, I mean, I might as well.
I mean, we've talked about it. It's. Let me find it.
This was actually a whole ruse for you to send it to me. I really did want to see.
Oh, I knew you was going to go there.
Yeah.
Now I'm going to go to her post right now and get it because I don't even. All I know is she posted it, so I'm going to find it real quick.
Someone said YouTuber said more of a ding than a dong. That makes sense.
It's weird though, dude. You'll see. I think it's suspicious.
Where are you sending it to?
I'm going to put it up on the screen in just a second.
You can't put a picture of a wiener on the screen.
Well, it's not a wiener. You'll see, dude. It's a shadow of a.
Can't wait.
I can't believe you haven't seen this. Well, what she sent me is a shadow.
What's so unbelievable about
that? Oh man, you're so full of shit.
I haven't seen it. I have not.
I proved all this. See? Hey Jesse, you have it? Have you seen it? Can you send it to me? Everybody's seen it, but you.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. You're the one that. I'm not overly.
That's not an issue.
I mean, like I said, look, I'm ambiguous about it. If it's there, I'll look, but I'm not going to open an attachment. You know, that's like 3 extra clicks.
I didn't open an attachment. I seen a post.
Now you downloaded a zip file and then you had it reread through your computer and then you found a silhouette.
Hold on. No, that ain't it. Thought I had it. Oh, here it is.
Great. I'm so glad you found it.
I am so looking at it again, man. It's more confusing.
Did you just zoom in? I saw you do it. Did you zoom in? Were you zooming in there?
No, I'm fixing it so I can bring it up, wise guy. You know exactly what I'm doing.
Yeah.
In. Both hands are up here.
What a little penis that is. Wow.
Hold on. We're almost there. A couple more steps.
Great. You have to go get it out of your secret folder. Tagged internet wieners.
Tony's wiener pics.
Tony's wiener file. It's like a film.
Okay. All right. The time is on us. Everybody, drum roll, please. Hold on.
I don't support this, by the way, but I'm here for the ride.
Damn it! I swore I had a drum roll.
I mean, I think that I don't know if we need a drum roll. Is that what we need?
Do you got a drum roll?
I could get one easily.
Oh, hold on. There it is. You're welcome. You are welcome, sir. Thank me later.
It looks like
he looked familiar. That's what all the fuss is about.
That's not a wiener.
And the bad thing is what it says below it. Sebastian's Army. You don't think it is?
You know what that is? That actually looks like
Darth Vader action figure.
That or the Loch Ness monster.
Nessie?
It could be Nessie. I mean, it looks like it could be a panther. Like a logo on a helmet? Like you know what I'm talking about? Like a Carolina Panther? Arr.
Why does it get bigger right there after the helmet? That looks like a lump, a growth of some sort. Or it's big carrot. Have you heard of that?
No, I haven't.
Cronies is what it's called. Gets a bend.
That could be a toe.
It could be a foot with a slur on it.
It could be a whole foot. So what is he? What he's holding it, taking a pee. Is that true?
That's what they're saying.
Oh, so he didn't mean to do this. Is that what they're telling you?
Dude, I'm learning stuff as we're going on. Like I wasn't sure about the pee thing. I had heard that.
I think honestly, it does look like the Loch Ness monster photo from Dublin.
How do you see the Loch Ness monster in that? I'm not seeing it. He's
I want it to be anything but Tony's penis.
Oh, so it's more of you need it to be the Loch Ness.
I don't need it to be, but like I'm trying to explain it away.
Understand.
And I'm thinking like that. I mean, that could be
well, let me ask you this. You've been in the YouTube game for a while, right? You've had a lot of shows. Has that shadow ever appeared on one of your programs before?
No.
So it seems to me it's intentional. I don't know about you, but I don't want my PR guy out there flashing his small jammy. Now, maybe if he was like a stud and it would make the whole group look better by association, possibly, but not like that.
Right. No, I don't. Well, it was on accident, correct?
Well, I mean, like I said, dude, I don't have a lot in this.
Honestly, I don't even know how that happens. I have no clue how something like that happens.
I'm pretty sure. I mean, I know we want to think that's not what it is, but I'm telling you, it's what it looks like.
It's obviously it's a wiener. I mean, it's obvious.
So why would that happen to you?
Well, it's not really so much the question of what it is. It's the question is, how did that happen and why did that happen?
Dude, he gets on TikTok with a bunch of these people that just worship him and I haven't seen much, but what I've seen, that's the vibe I got. And that's kind of weird to me that in the middle of the night, that's what this dude is doing. I thought he had a family. Does he not? Is he married? Do you know?
I think so. No, I think so. I think he's.
I could see me telling Brandy, if she wasn't in Russia, that I was going to be hanging out with these other 3 chicks on TikTok,
right?
And the shadow of Little John may come out, may not. I'm not sure.
I mean, that's probably something you should be sure about.
Well, a lot of the chat is the female variety. Would you be upset if your hubby was on TikTok and that happened?
If my husband was, I'd be furious.
Right?
I don't want it. I don't want my husband doing that.
Are you married? I'm
engaged.
Yes. What's his name? Who's the lucky fella?
John. His name's John, actually.
Oh, damn it. Don't be outing me, guy.
What's your middle name?
Nunya.
Yeah, John Nunya Davis is his name.
Oh, that's funny.
I believe that he does, but nobody actually knows if it's him, right? Like, can't verify that.
What do you mean? He's the person in that video?
Well, he said he was set up, right?
Is that? I don't know.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
Hold on. See, that's that TikTok group he's in. I would damn near guarantee.
Damn.
And I'm pretty sure that's probably him.
That screen
I don't know
share
how you can get
that screen share pops up real fast and right in the middle. It's shocking. Like when you just threw that up there, it was shocking again. Yep, just like that every time. There's an actual physical reaction. I don't know what it is. It's not a good one.
Scared. Admiration.
I could see that. No, I don't admire it. I don't.
No.
I'm holding out hope that he was set up. Somebody said they thought it was a squirrel.
What, wearing a helmet?
Let me see. Can you bring that back up again?
Any excuse, huh? Sure, Josh. Here we go.
I'm telling you that if you look, it does sort of look like a mountain lion, maybe. That's what I think it is. I think it's a mountain lion.
I feel sorry for you if you look at that and see a mountain lion.
I feel sorry for you if you look at it and want it to be his wiener.
I don't want it to be, but it is, dude. What else would it be?
A squirrel.
And it looks like his hands around it. That's why you're looking at it.
I don't see any hands. I mean, sort of.
Why do you think it gets wider behind the helmet?
Because it's a mountain lion.
Oh, and he's big at the hips.
Yeah, something like that. I don't know. Golly, so this happened on a live with people actually watching.
And on panel with those 4 boxes.
There was 400 people watching.
What's there?
That's what it says there at the very top, 390. But so did we ever get his complete explanation?
Chat, does anybody know this? What Tony said regarding the pic? I'm guessing he's going to be like, I don't know what that was. It wasn't that. I would assume.
I'm telling you,
it's odd he does that.
It's some sort of wild cat, possibly.
I think Tony's just kind of a narcissist. I think that's all it comes down to.
So you think he did that on purpose?
I don't know.
He's sending it to he's called the FBI. Why would he call the FBI? What's the FBI going to do about that?
Get him for that's a shadow for one thing. I don't know. It's a shadow, right?
What's the FBI going to do for? Honestly, I'm genuinely curious. How is the FBI, if he sent that to the FBI and says, "Hey, somebody's framing me with a peenie pic," they're going to arrest him for being a social terrorist and wasting resources. They don't care about that stuff, do they? The FBI? Is that a federal crime? Is that what he's trying to say because it's on the internet?
I don't know. I mean,
gone into the bathroom and set his phone down.
I probably just earned myself a cease and desist for that BS. I wasn't thinking, dude. I thought it was a meme.
You're allowed to talk about. Yeah, wouldn't he be the one that would be charged?
Seems like to me. I don't know. I'm lost with you on what his reason for contacting the FBI is. I mean, unless he's trying to say that's completely made up, invented, somebody added that later. Is that what he's saying?
I think that
that's the only way that wouldn't be on him, right?
Right. It seems like it's probably his problem. Like he's the one that caused whatever that was. And I'm not saying he did it on purpose, because if he did it on purpose, you know, like that's, first of all, that, I mean, that would be a terrible thing to do, especially in the capacity and the role that he's taken. And I know a lot of people have a lot of problems with Tony. I've actually spoken with Tony a couple months back. They were going to come on the show. Then all that stuff with Trevor happened. And I just said, you know, I'm not interested anymore. I want to stay away from it. I reviewed, I think I reviewed Betty's interview with them. They did. I think they went to Betty's instead of me. Or maybe they were going to just go to Betty after or before. I don't know. I just said I wasn't interested. No offense to anybody. And that was pretty much it. But the conversation, the pre-conversation that we had wasn't terrible. Although he was kind of trying to get me to say, like, what he would say was, you know, hey, you know, you can really control your audience by saying like, hey, I had a conversation with him. Seems like a good guy, you know. And I was like, I'm probably not gonna do that, you know. But he didn't. The conversation was fine, I guess.
Right.
But other than that, the only reason that I didn't do the interview was because of what happened with Trevor and Seth and Tony that was going on. So I was like, I'm not really interested anymore, because it took a real sour turn.
I think I might possibly have an idea why they did the thing with Tony or with Betty. Can you see that?
Yeah. Sent
Seth 100, Venmo 50, 20, and 10. We had 2 super chats for 10, $9.99 and 10. If you make payment after this, I'll send another round for that tomorrow. Thanks for your help. He needs all the help he can get, and we are here to help.
So you think that they were collecting for him?
I think they probably chose her because they felt like she would be more apt to help with stuff like that.
Yeah, but I mean, I thought he was probably receiving a good amount anyway, wasn't he, from the GoFundMe? And the thing is, I know that people like I don't count up other things that other people have. It's just not really something I'm interested in.
Right.
And I know that kind of stuff gets used against everybody when things go south. It's like, okay, well, you know, everybody calls each other like a grifter and a scammer.
Right.
Like that's like the go-to.
Yeah.
So you know, people just sit there and they count up everything that other people. I'm not worried. But I had also put out, like, in the early on when he came on my panel, I had put his GoFundMe in the chat.
Yeah. I'm just saying, I think that, well, and you know, she don't say nothing about all the crazy shit Tony does either. So
I know they're buddies. I know they're friends, because he mentioned her when I talked to her.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. He's like, do you know a lady named Bullhorn Betty? And I go, yeah. I mean, I don't know her. I know of her. And I go,
right.
Why? And he's like, I think she's great. And I was like, okay. I mean, I don't have an opinion. Like, I don't have, that's the thing too. I don't know anything about, I don't care about, like I see people constantly doing shows about her, and I'm just like, I don't know
Yeah,
what the
I don't get on. I don't get into all these deep seated hatred that goes on toward anybody. You know.
Well, yeah, and that's the thing too, is that I don't think people really. I think a lot of people think that what they're doing is noble, like they're like protecting people from people that they deem bad. But it goes from that to just either not obsession, but it's mostly like hatred.
Yes.
And just kind of, pissy at, like, you can tell that the people that do this kind of stuff, they're really pissy people. They have terrible attitudes towards life, and they're very negative, which is fine.
Right.
But I'm sure that Betty has her issues, but I mean, so do I.
Right.
And I don't know what kind of harm, like, people claim that she does a lot of harm. I think people like White Boy do more harm. Like, I think people like that and Daisy.
Yeah.
Like, I think
I mean, a thing about her too is, though, she's not just a smack talker. I see her at like town hall meetings and, on location at different places, traveling and all this. She puts in some work, I've
seen some of the town halls.
I respect the hustle. I can agree with what somebody does. Like, some of the things they do doesn't mean they're my enemy. You know what I'm saying?
I like when she goes to the town halls, and you can tell that the people are like, oh God.
Oh shit, here we go.
Yeah, they don't want to they don't like dealing with people that are aggressive. Yeah, they speak aggressive. I mean, I've been to a town hall meeting before, and they're usually really mundane, but every now and then you'll get somebody that wants something crazy done to the town. Like, I saw these two guys one time ask for a statue of Paul Walker.
Wow.
For the town, because they thought that Paul Walker was the best.
Was it his hometown? I could see that in his hometown.
Yeah, it was in his hometown. That statue of Paul Walker.
How'd it go? They get anywhere with that?
Nah, I don't think that it was received all that well, but their presentation was top notch.
Paul Walker was a handsome dude.
Oh my goodness, wasn't he ever?
Oh shit.
That was if you weren't into looking at wiener.
If I wasn't a straight man, Paul Walker would be on my short list.
Is that right?
I'm comfortable in myself. I can say stuff like that.
Yeah, that's what gay people say.
Right.
But they're comfortable.
Yeah, exactly. So I feel their struggle.
Well, I mean, look, I don't care what you are. I support you.
Can't say that.
Love is love, brother. I'm
telling you. You can't say another man's a handsome man.
No, yes, of course I can, but I wouldn't say he was on my short list.
Who's on your short list?
I don't have one. But I'll tell you who I think's handsome.
Okay.
I mean, Paul Walker was kind of my guy, but if I was a gay man,
right? Hypothetically.
Yeah, totally hypothetical here.
Sure.
I would.
Oh, come on, dude.
I mean, I'm into
getting straighter the longer it takes you to pick a dude.
No, look, I'm trying to filter through, because there's a couple black guys that I like, and then there's a couple white dudes.
Oh.
Yeah. So you gotta. I really want to pick the right one, but I think he's up there. He's up there. I like Denzel, young like a preacher's wife.
Yes.
Denzel era.
Training Day.
Training Day.
Training Day.
Training Day is good. I like obviously Brad Pitt, who is, one of the things that pisses me off about Brad Pitt, or Brad Pitt's like, can we take this screen down? It's like distracting me.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's okay. I feel bad. Brad Pitt. Yeah, that's better. Yeah, Chris Proudfoot doesn't really do it for me.
Brad Pitt, I don't know how I wasn't thinking, but yeah, he's top 5, definitely.
You've seen Fight Club, obviously.
Yes.
I mean, do you get any better looking than that?
No.
Probably not.
No.
Probably not. And then, but yeah. Oh, I used to really think Alex Rodriguez was attractive.
Really? A-Rod?
Yeah, Gay Rod. Yeah.
Well, By-Rod.
Yeah, that too. Ain't Agent Orange is what they used to call him.
Yeah, I lost respect for him because he was juicing like a madman.
I like that though.
Do you? If you cheat, you ain't trying, right?
Well, no, I just that's to me it just makes like, yeah, you'll win at all costs. I like that.
But boy, old Bonds, man, it did it for him. That fool's head grew like 10 sizes after the age of 30 or some shit. That was the human growth hormones too, and a lot of different stuff. But that's amazing to think you can grow as an adult at that age, ain't it?
Yeah, yes. Yeah. Did you ever read the Book of Shadows? They talked about the steroids that he used. It was like horse steroids and stuff.
Wow, I don't doubt
like some gnarly. There was like they would start with horse steroids. You know what the craziest steroid story is though, or do you know the you know what Lance Armstrong did, right?
Yes.
Do you know how he cheated?
Like how he got by the test? No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Do you know what blood doping is?
Like I'm assuming. No, well, no. Tell me.
So this is the system that they had set up. So what they would do is they would exercise, lift weights and ride bikes, and they would get this like rich blood, oxygen filled blood, and they would go back to their hotel rooms or wherever they were, and they would extract it from their arms into these bags, and then they would put it in the ice chest. So before the race, they would put the extra blood, they would put the oxidized blood back into them, so their muscles wouldn't get tired when they're riding.
Mm-hmm.
And it was undetectable because they were only testing them for like drugs, not extra oxidized blood. So what they would do, you could see like Lance Armstrong riding like uphill, going like he got faster going uphill. It was just an insane thing to do. But that's what they would do. They would go back to their hotel rooms and they'd hang these bags of blood,
oxygen,
on hangers, and they would just pull their blood out, freeze it. Then whenever they needed to, when the next race would come along, they would pump that blood back into them, and they would have extra oxygen in their blood. Isn't that insane to go? Like that is
one to win. That's desire to be the best right there.
Yeah. Blood doping was actually caught, or like the Russians, shout out your wife. The Russians were in the blood doping business in the 80s during the Olympics. They got in a lot of trouble for it, but they never thought that people riding bikes were doing it. So they never tested for blood doping. And that's how they got away with it for so long. But yeah, they would do it themselves. They would sit on the bus or wherever they were, and they would just have ice chests full of blood.
So what do you think about Caitlin Clark?
I think she's a pretty good basketball player, right?
I'm so amazed at the drama that surrounds her as a female basketball player. Do you know that they said that she was going to bring in so much money to the WNBA that by her joining, they now get chartered flights where they used to have to fly commercial?
Yeah, and and
the other girls in the league are beating the dog shit out of her nightly.
I think that like a lot of these things, it's for some reason it feels racial. I don't know why.
It does.
And it's kind of horse crap because she's nothing but good for the sport. I think that everybody that would be in the WNBA would welcome that kind of attention, but it seems that there's a lot of jealousy.
Yes.
And that's normal, but
well, there's a thing. A lot of people don't think it's the skin color as much as it is the sexual orientation.
Is she gay?
She's not. But 70% of the WNBA is. They think that could be a lot of, yes.
70%?
70%.
Where'd you get that stat from?
I don't know. It's legit. You could look it up.
7 out of 10.
Did that shock you that much?
No.
Really?
It's 70%
basketball at that level. I'm pretty sure that's it. Check it. Look it up. That's what I've been hearing.
Right. How gay is the WNBA?
It's going to be high. I know that. God, I'm getting fact checked real time. I'm nervous.
Yeah. It says 38%
black and 50% gay. I could be wrong, but I know it's really high.
It says 38%, which is
bullshit.
I'm telling you. The Women's National Basketball Association is considered a league with a high level of LGBTQ plus. I don't know where'd the plus come from. That's new, huh?
Okay, it must have been 70% black then. I was thinking.
Where'd the plus
I bet you that's
from?
Dude, I don't know anything past T, to be honest.
Yeah, I get to B and I'm out. I don't. Oh no, I know what T is.
Q, I know what Q is.
I don't know what plus is. Lesbian, gay, bi, trans, queer, but the plus sign. Okay, anyway. Players were out and proud across the league's 12 teams. So this is 2022. They could have gotten a little more.
Yes, you know how much more popular how the community's grown since 22.
Well, 40% is staggering. So, but I think when that stuff, you're probably right. It's probably close to that because the I think that once people start coming out, then they're just like everybody feels more comfortable, I think.
But that's the word, is the reason they don't like her is because she's straight and white, and it's like goes against the norms of the league. I think they're jealous, to be honest, is what it seems like to me, because she gets a lot of attention. She got this big Nike deal, right?
I would be jealous. Yeah, of course. I'm sure they're jealous of her. But she's good for the league. I don't know. she was a pretty good basketball player. I mean, she was good in college, and hasn't she been pretty good in the NBA or WNBA?
She's been all right. Everybody's saying that the women's basketball team for the Olympics just got picked and they left her off. And they're like, this shows how the women don't know how to promote their sport. Like, she's not going to cause you to lose the gold that you've won 5, 6, 7 years in a row. They've won the gold, the women's team. So why would you not have her face out there to help promote the sport?
Because they probably think it'll just be all about her. And it probably would.
But that's still good for the sport if people are watching it.
It's good for the sport. It's bad for people's egos.
I think that's what's killing it. I think that's what it comes down to. Exactly.
Because I did see that one lady from the Sparks or something.
Angel Reed.
Yeah, she's like, she hates
her arch enemy. She hates Caitlin Clark. Caitlin Clark doesn't really say much. Like, she about clotheslined her going to the rim the other night. Threw her to the rim.
But she sucks. Like, she's not very good. And I know that I just saw the other day, and I hate that we're talking about the WNBA, but like, I just saw the other day, or the NBA for that matter, but that she broke the women's record for most double doubles. But if you've ever watched her play, she misses a bunch of layups and gets her own rebounds all the time.
Yes. Yeah. She's freakishly tall. I'm sure that helps.
Yeah, she's like 6'4".
She all the time.
I played in the WNBA at any level, like, because I played a little basketball in high school. I wasn't that good.
Right.
I couldn't even score a point. I guarantee I couldn't score a point.
How tall are you?
6'2".
No, you're not. Are you 6'2"?
Yeah.
5'2".
You're not 5'2".
Now, how tall are you?
I'm 6 foot 2 inches tall.
Bullshit.
All right. How tall do you think? I didn't think that. How tall is that? That's not that tall.
Damn tall. 6'2" is not bad. Yeah.
I have a son. My two sons. One's 6'6", one's 6'8".
Holy bullshit.
All right.
Can they dunk?
Yes.
Can your sons dunk?
Well, my youngest son plays basketball for the college here.
Oh, wow. Awesome.
Yeah. My oldest son, he quit basketball after high school, but yeah, they're really big.
I didn't think you was old enough to have grown sons. Are you bullshitting me now? Tell me.
I had kids. Well, I don't know. No, I'm not bullshitting. I had kids. My first kid I was 18 when I had my first kid. I was 19 when I had my second kid, and then we got married, and then divorced right after that. But yeah, they're big. They're big boys.
I didn't even know you had kids, man. I'm shocked by that. And I definitely didn't think you had kids older than mine.
19 and 20.
Yeah. I have a 19-year-old, a 16, and a 10.
It's the best too, because wow. Well, people would say that they were like, when everybody calls like CPS on each other.
Right.
I can't remember if it was Benny or if it was White Boy that called CPS on me.
Oh man, I didn't know that.
Well, I didn't know that either until they said it, because when they did it, my kids were both adults. Idiots.
And that is so heartbreaking. That I tell you what, I just don't see how anybody can follow somebody that would do that. Just for the fact, I don't want my child even going through the questioning that CPS is going to ask them.
There's a lot of scumbags out there.
But that, man, that's just us. That should be a crime, honestly.
I think it is it's an abuse of the system. If they investigate that, and the person that's calling these things in, if they have a history of doing that, I mean, they should be charged.
Absolutely.
I
think if you can prove they've done it, one time for the reasoning that it's not for, just to hurt somebody, then I think that should be whatever. It should be some jail time.
Oh,
that's crazy. I would never do that to nobody. I would never do that unless the child was actually in need of help.
Could you imagine, like, even having the energy to do something like that? That look, if it had to happen, okay, but to just, first of all, to even think that is something to use as a retaliation tactic, but I mean, there's steps to it. You have to take steps in order to get hold of them. Like, you probably have to wait on hold first, or somebody call you back. Can you imagine? I don't want to wait on hold. I don't want somebody to call me back. Like, I
don't want to call a government agency with a lie and get them on their radar as being someone in their system. You know what I'm saying? I don't want any of that interaction with that.
No, people are sick, man. They use it as a retaliatory tactic, and it's kind of prevalent on the internet. Like this whole people talk about doxing and stuff like that. I don't even know. Like, I don't know. People say it's illegal. Some people say it's not illegal. I mean, I don't really know. I just know that if somebody shows up at my doorstep uninvited, they're not going to be greeted all that well. So I don't really care that much.
Right.
Especially now that I have this new dog and my other dogs are pieces of crap. But
German Shepherd will bite you quicker than anything too.
She'll rip you up, dude. She's she's really young still, but she's about the smartest animal I've ever had. And when I took her to the back door to show her like how to go out the dog door, I said, I kind of pushed it open a little bit for her, and she took her nose. It's a really, how they have those really pointy noses. She took her nose and she ran it along the entire cutout. Right. And she was sniffing. And then after she goes all the way around it, she looks up at me and I said, go ahead. And she pokes her nose through it. And she learned immediately at like 10 weeks old how to go through that door. And then she was inspecting the water spigot out back. So I turned it on. And when I turned it on, she took about 3 or 4 steps back, looked at me. I put the water in my hand and I, was showing her that, is that your dog?
That's Harley.
Oh, it's an old fella.
She's an English Shepherd. Nah, she's just fat and lazy. She's only 4.
When I showed her the water, she would come up real close and sniff it, and then she touched it with her nose first, and then I was like, I put it up to my mouth and I put a little in my mouth, and then she did it, and then she started drinking out of it, and she's just really, really bright,
yeah.
She's compared to my other 2 dogs, if they went to school, they'd probably be in special ed, but she would be in the advanced class, like
you have a French bulldog?
Yeah, I have 2 of them.
Do they sound weird like the ones I see on TikTok and shit?
Well, like snoring and snorting,
talking, and there's one on TikTok, and I swear that's what it is, a Frenchie.
Yeah, they kind of do that. Yeah.
It is so wild though. She has hers in like a stroller and takes it through a crowd, and people are like, "What is making that noise?" Because it sounds wild.
No, my dogs don't do that. One of them snores incessantly, and the other one hisses when he gets mad. Like he hisses like a cat. It's weird.
The dog?
Yeah, he'll get like mad at something and he'll go.
he's in California. He may be having some gender dysphoria or special dysphoria.
Yeah, he does try and mount Macho and not Hazel.
Is that what it is? Or,
well, I mean, for some reason, the only entity that he tries to hump is the other male dog.
Well, who else is around to hump? I mean, it's not like he has other options. Well, yeah, but I mean, people in jail do desperate stuff when that's all there is. Yeah, I'm sure if there was a girl dog around, he'd probably be like, sweet.
Hazel's a girl dog. He does not do that to her.
Oh.
Yeah.
Is Hazel the other Frenchie or the German Shepherd?
He's the German Shepherd.
Well, she's too young. He feels weird about it. He's waiting until she gets a little older.
I don't think so. I think he's gay.
Well, like I said, that all goes back to you live close to San Francisco.
And I accept him. I love him to death. I'm sure he is.
Doesn't make you love him any less.
Makes me love him more. He needs my support.
You're going to have him a little flag above his dog bed.
Yeah.
Little pride flag.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like puppy pride.
Sweet.
Because he's only 2, so you never know what's going to happen. But like, yeah, for some, here's the funniest part about it. It's only when Macho gets riled up, and then Otis is like, I'm gonna mount him. And then he locks on, and I go, what are you doing? And then he looks at me with shame and like runs away.
Right. Yeah. he looks at you with shame.
Yeah. He's like, well, because it's his dad.
Wow.
So they're from West Virginia, I guess.
Is that where they came from?
No.
Well, then you need to be super understanding. That's pretty common around.
I don't think that they know that they're son and father.
You don't think they know?
Well, I don't know. Macho wants nothing to do with them.
You could break it to him on Maury. Put him on Maury.
Otis, the dog that you've been trying to hump for the last 2 years, that is your father. Ah!
Otis would run back to the couch and cry.
Macho would be like, I knew my son was gay. I'm only gay for you, Dad. That's what a weird thing to say, right?
Yeah, this whole live stream has had an extremely bad gay vibe overtone. We've been showing.
I think it's
Tony pics.
Well, that was your fault, not mine. Do you think this live's going to stay up?
Yes. Good. Yeah. Good. I'm trying to earn me a cease and desist.
You'll get one. I'll send you one.
Okay.
Talk about all you got to do is talk about my dog, and I'll send you one. I'm trying to get a cease and desist.
Did you copy one from somewhere?
Yeah, I got. I'll send you one. I'll just send it in the email. Well, I appreciate you having me on, man. I'm gonna head off.
Well, thanks for coming up, man, and talking.
Had a lot of fun. We'll have to do it again.
Appreciate it.
Cool, man. Have a good day.
You too. Right. Have a good weekend. Bye. Wow, y'all, we went for a long time, and probably about the not most interesting conversation y'all ever heard. We did talk about some stuff though, here and there. We got some of it in. Y'all, TGIF, I am so glad it's Friday. We'll see what goes on over the weekend, and thanks to everybody for coming. Kelly O, thank you for joining. Look like no more. Good to see you. I think everybody else got tired and left. That was an awesome live in chat. We really enjoyed it. Good. I like Josh. Josh is good. Josh can carry on a conversation with you. He's fairly intelligent, good to talk to. Got a good sense of humor. That means a lot. Hi, Holly. But I really do. I appreciate everybody for coming, and all the rewatch gang that'll see it later. And subs, viewers, mods, everybody that helps keep the dream alive. Thank you. And everybody have a great weekend. We'll be back Monday, 9 a.m. and let y'all know what's happening.